fans. This is Sean, my boxing socialist. Here we have Louis Cubas Arias here with us. Middleweight, 11-0, 4 knockouts. How's it going, Louis?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Oh, man, doing great, man. Just excited, man, to get this interview going in with you, man. You got a lot of fans that's been looking for you, man. Last time we talked, you were about to go fight in Puerto Rico, and we heard that there was a disqualification. For those that didn't get to see it, tell us what happened in that fight. What happened? How did the disqualification come about?
Basically, once the bell rung, I was fighting my fight. I was too much for the guy. I hit him with a couple body shots, and he was looking for the fastest way out. He didn't let me knock him out, so he just did the smart thing, just kept blowing me. Blowing me, and then it was blank low blows. And the second round came, I hit him with another good body shot, and he wanted to get up out of there. So what he did was he just low blowed me to the ref called it.
Right. Okay. All right. So on that card, for the people that don't know, who was promoting that card in Puerto Rico at the time that you were fighting on?
It was co-promoted with Miguel Cotto Promotions and Rock Nation.
Right. And from my understanding, for any of those that's been underneath a rock, let the people know who you're signing with now.
Yeah, I'm officially with Rock Nation. After the split, I laid out all my options and just picked the ones that was best for me. I looked at the overall plan, and I like what they're trying to present to me. And I felt like they lacked in prospects, and I feel like I'm the best prospect out right now anyway. So I knew I could take over quickly. I wouldn't have to take a back seat to too many people. So I went with them. So I'm with Rock Nation now.
Right, there y'all have it, ladies and gentlemen. For y'all that didn't know, Louis Arias with Rock Nation. On the roster with the team that you're on now, you have Andre Ward, which is a very good super middleweight. You got the junior middleweight Miguel Cotto on the roster. And y'all are the three biggest names as far as boxers on there. So, what's it like having two other caliber stars? Andre Ward, in most people's eyes, is rated the number 2 pound for pound. You got Cotto coming off a good win here, and now he's about to face Canelo. What's it like being on a roster team like that, knowing that you're the next up-and-coming prospect that's going to make a name for himself?
It's good. It feels good, because they just make sure, it's only so much platforms that they can set up, and so every time that there's a big fight, I'll be able to put on a big platform. But for my next fight, it was either fighting on Miguel Cotto's undercard or fighting on Andre Ward's undercard, which, in either undercard is good. It's good because they're both big names. So, it feels good. I get to learn. I get to see, these guys go to work, and I get to fight on their undercards. And then, eventually those guys are already set, and I'm up next. So it just makes me a little more hungrier.
Right. And Louis, from my understanding, I believe from what I've been researching and looking up and what I heard from, Rock Nation's PR team, from my understanding, they actually got a TV deal also with BET.
Yeah.
But what is that like knowing that, you're going to be on a card and possibly, we might see you on BET? Was BET something you watched growing up? And if you did, was there ever times like, man, I can't believe I'm going to be on BET. I used to see these artists and stars and stuff on there. Now I'm going to be on there.
Yeah, it's like I said, man, it's just to show how powerful, and it's, that Rock Nation is as a company in itself. They have a lot of connections. They have a lot of different platforms that they can set up for different individuals. And, it's a good opportunity for me. I never would have thought I would have fought on BET. Growing up, I always felt like boxing was mostly, on HBO, Showtime. But now that boxing is spreading out throughout, all different channels, it's a good opportunity. And I actually just found out that there wasn't a TV slot because I'm trying to go 8. I'm moving up to 8 and 10 rounds.
Oh, you are? Okay.
So The only TV spot they had available right now was a 6-rounder, so I wasn't gonna go backwards. So hopefully this is my last 8-rounder. If anything, I'll show some trip to the fight, and then my next fight will be 10 rounds, and right up on TV. But like I said, I'm gonna take over. It's only a matter of time, and I'm just staying patient and I'm gonna just continue to perform on all these platforms.
Right, right. All right, now let me ask you this. Lewis, if Jay-Z gave you a dream wish, if you said, Lewis, by the end of this year, beginning of next year, I'm going to have you at the co-main event, and I got connections. Tell me what artist you want to walk you out to the ring. Who would you choose if Jay-Z gave you that option?
Well, I mean, if I could choose him, I would tell him to walk me out. But if it wasn't him, I'd probably go with Meek Mill. I feel like, I like I like his how he's doing in the game right now. He's killing them, his whole vibe, and he's one of my favorite artists. So I would go with Meek Mill.
Okay, okay. All right, now let's see how outside of boxing. Let's find out what does Louis Arias think about the NBA Finals right now. Right, so the Bucks we know are not in it, but
Yeah.
with that being said, with the NBA Finals, you can only choose between Golden State or you can go with Cleveland. Who's your pick?
Honestly, I kind of want Cleveland to win. And the reason I want Cleveland to win is because of what LeBron James is doing. Initially, I wasn't a big LeBron James fan. I just felt like he needed more of a killer instinct for me to completely be a full fan. But he's proven, he's showing to the world that, he's the man, and I want him to become the greatest because he has the potential to. He has the potential to be one of the best ever. And it'd be a good thing for me to say, I got to see this man become the best ever, step by step. So I'm kind of rooting for LeBron James in a way. I would like to see him, just break all records because I feel like we're watching greatness, man. The man's averaging 40 points right now, 12 rebounds, 8 assists. Those are just ridiculous stats. And Hall of Famers already saying if he continues this, the individual best performance in the finals ever. So I think LeBron has a very good chance of being the best ever. And I kind of want to see that. So I'm rooting for LeBron, man. The fact that he doesn't have his point guard, doesn't have his forward. He has 2 undrafted, players on his team. He has a rookie coach, and he's still in the finals and winning, and he's leading the finals right now, man, because the type of player he is and how great he is. So, I'm going with that. I'm trying to see greatness. I'm trying to witness greatness.
And look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Louis Arias knows his sports. I didn't expect to get all that out of you, but you know what you're talking about. I tell you what, being that I know your city, your town's a little disappointed, but the Bucks didn't make it. However, you have the Milwaukee Brewers, I believe, right? So when it comes to them, how would you feel to be embraced by your city if you ever got that call and said, Louis, we hear you're going to be on TV. We know you're up and coming. We want you to throw out the first pitch at our next game. How important would that be for you to represent your city like that?
That would be great, man. And things like that are gonna happen. I feel like I'm gonna bring boxing back to Milwaukee. Everything takes time. Everything is a process. But the moment where I get in a position where I can make these calls, start calling some shots, I feel like I'm gonna bring a fight to Milwaukee. I would love to come to Milwaukee and defend my belt out there, and I will. It's just a matter of time. And all of that is gonna come. My city. I have great support from Milwaukee. They've always supported me, even from the amateurs. I have a great supporting cast out there and support system. And that's all. Like I said, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. And I can't wait. I can't wait to literally have the city behind me. I can't wait to go get the belt and bring it back home.
Right, right. Now listen. Now we've all seen the famous 50 Cent pitch, and that was like ranked one of the top 3 worst throws in all history of baseball. So Louis Arias, Can you throw a baseball? Did you even play baseball growing up?
Yeah, I did actually did play baseball, and I know how to pitch. I was a pitcher, played short, first, outfield, all of that. So I'm gonna have a very impressive career.
So we ain't gonna have no snap foods, man. You're gonna get it across the plate.
Nah, I honestly think 50 did that on purpose, man.
You think so?
I think, yeah, man. 50's a very smart man, and he knows how to keep his name buzzing. And I feel like that was on purpose. It's not a coincidence that his album had dropped, one of them days or a couple days later when he's all in the media. So I think he did that on purpose. No way you are that bad.
All right, well, let's ask this, Lewis. Back to you. Thank you for the sports tips and comments, but back to you, Lewis. So, you got fans out there, man, that are looking for you to fight. You had a little snack food for a little bit. You kind of laid dormant a little bit. Like, what plans does Rock Nation have with you? Like, how many times are you trying to fight a year, and when is your next fight that we can expect to see you again?
Well, I'm fighting June 20th. Andre Ward's on the card, and like I said, I want this to be my last 8-rounder. We have to be patient with Rock Nation. You know what I mean? They're just stepping into the game. They do have a lot of power. They do have a lot of money, but everything takes time.
Right.
They're new in the game. So I'm being patient with them, just like they're being patient with me. But my goal right now, I should be fighting 4 or 5 times a year. That's already on contract. So I will be busy.
Okay.
And I need to start getting some names. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm already there. Once I get to sit down with them again, I let them know that there's no need for them to keep feeding me any bums.
Right.
Regardless that I'm only 11, 12 and 0, 11 and 0, 10 and 0, whatever. I have a lot of experience, so there's no need for you guys to throw me bombs just so I could get down on paper. Having a good record on paper means nothing. I've fought a good tough opponents already. I've been the distance. I know I've been cut. So I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go in a 10-round fight, and I'm ready to start getting some names under my belt. So hopefully after this fight, we jump up to 10 rounds and start to get some names. There's a couple names out there that are going to be good tests for me and that have put me in that platform already. I'm already ranked in the world.
Right.
I've been playing. I was ranked a while ago.
Right.
That's without any TV features. I was ranked in the world. So imagine what's going to happen once they put me on TV and they put a test in front of me where I show everybody the stuff.
Right.
So, it's a matter of time. Like I said, when I get out there to Rock Nation, I'm going to see them and I'm going to talk to them and I'm going to speak my mind,
Right. And you know what? And Lewis, with that, so, a lot of people that didn't know you from your hometown, they got to know you by you training and sparring and being at the Mayweather gym in Vegas. But now that you're not training there no more, for all the people that want to see you, they say, hey, where's Lewis at? Where's he training? Can we come see him? Where's your training facility now if you have fans that want to come see you?
Yeah, I'm training out in Boca Raton, Florida. At the Boca Pal, John David Jackson and Derek Santos are my boxing trainers. And then I do my strength and conditioning at the IHP Fitness, which is one of the best gyms in the world. And both of those gyms are in Boca Raton, Florida.
Okay.
If you want to come see some real work, you want to see how some dogs train and animal train, you're free to come watch.
Right. So tell us, being that you're down there in Florida training, tell us your thoughts down there with another Florida, a Florida native down there by the name of Keith Thurman. What do you think about Keith?
I think Keith is, I think he's very good. His last fight he displayed that he could box a little bit. That he's not all power. He got the moves. And I think he's a tough fight for everybody, for anybody to fight him. He brings a lot of tools to the table. He's like I said, he's strong. He got a killer mentality. He comes to hurt you. He wants to knock you out. And he's doing it. He's calling out all types of names. He's willing to fight whoever. So I like Keith Thurman. I like him, as a fighter and as a person.
Right, and I tell you what, a pretty big fight that we got coming up, of course, is which everybody was kind of shocked But what do you think about the upcoming Adrien Broner versus Sean Porter fight?
I think that's going to be a very good, interesting fight. I actually been around the Porters for a while. So when I was out in Vegas, I trained with them a couple of times. I actually sparred with them a couple of times. And
you sparred with Sean Porter before?
I fought Sean Porter in the amateurs.
Right. Because y'all both fought at 165 in the amateurs.
Yeah. So
is he pretty strong? He seemed like Porter he likes to manhandle people.
He's physically strong, like you're not gonna push him around easy, He's a physically strong person, But they wanted to put him on so this fight's been in their mind and in their plans a long time ago. And I think it's gonna be a good fight. From the fight. But I don't know how that weight's gonna do him. Like you said, man, we him fought. We was at 165 in the amateurs.
Right.
And, he coming all the way down to 144 pounds. He's saying there's not gonna be a problem, but I don't know, man. That's a lot of weight. What I mean? Like, he's never fought under 147.
Right.
I mean, and now you're squeezing down 144. You fighting somebody who's been fighting in under 147 his whole career, who's growing into 140, growing into 147. So I don't know, man. I don't know how that works in effect, and being a fighter that has to squeeze down in weight and knows what it feels like to have to keep losing extra pounds. I don't know how that's going to do with him. He's such a strong guy. Like, I don't see no fat. Where the fat coming from?
Right.
I mean, like, he's going to have to carry some muscle off. So,
right.
I don't know how strong he's going to be in the fight. And I feel like he's not going to be the same Porter that we've seen. So, I want to give the edge to Broner because of that.
Right.
But,
right.
And like I said, man, if he can get through that weight, though, man, it's going to be a hell of a fight.
Right. And listen, Lewis, your weight class, 160 pounds. Listen, when you think of 160, because of the promotion that Heyman Promotion is doing, you always hear about Danny Jacobs. You hear about the Peter Quillens. You hear about the Andy Lees. But we all know the number one man that's on the tip of everybody's tongue is Triple G, Gennady Golovkin. If you get the opportunity to face Gennady, what flaws?
When I get the opportunity.
When you get the opportunity, what flaws do you see? Like, how do you beat somebody like Gennady Golovkin? What are people doing wrong when they're fighting him?
First off, they're going in there scared. Everyone goes in there scared. Like that man puts his clothes on one foot at a time, just like you. Everyone goes in there scared, and he can't fight going backwards. Every time someone, fights back with him and fights him in the center of the ring, he gets touched up.
Right.
The only time he dominates people is when he's pushing you back and he got you against the rope. That's when all them knockouts go. If you go look at all the highlight reels, all them knockouts, all them knockdowns are when when someone's back is on the rope.
Right.
He can't fight going backwards. He wants to miss.
Right. And so what you do? So would you say you most likely would try to stand toe to toe, or would you give him more lateral movement? Would you prefer to do lateral movement, go toe to toe, or how would you fight him?
Man, I would try to keep the fight at the center of the ring for one.
Okay.
Obviously, the fight game, you fight 12 rounds. I'm gonna have to sit there and go toe to toe eventually.
Right.
He don't do too good when you fighting back toe to toe with him anyway.
Right.
Like I said, he only dominates these people when they're going backwards and their backs are on the rope.
Right.
And so I would have to switch it up. Fight him in the center of the ring. And go toe to toe with him when it's necessary.
Right. All right, so let me ask you this. They say boxing is a business. You got friends, but listen, we can't be friends when it's time for us to make money and get in the ring. The opportunity presents itself, even though Miguel Cotto is on Rock Nation with you. Would you still be willing to make that fight at 160?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But, you know, Miguel Cotto is Miguel Cotto, and he's going to make everybody's fight come to his weight class. And I'm not going under 160. You know what I mean?
Even if he gave you 2 pounds, say just 158, if he could just do that.
Well, then we can talk. But honestly, the belt at 160. I mean, and that's one fight. Man, I don't want to go down on that 160. What? But like I said, if the money's right, you know, and I can get that fight, then yeah, I'm gonna take it.
Well, Lewis, let me ask you this: what is your personal opinion? A lot of people are starting to get tired of these catch weights. What's your personal opinion about catch weights?
If you're going to do a catch weight, then what you fighting for the belt for?
Right.
There's no point in putting the belt on the line if you're going to do a catch weight. I mean, I understand, you know, like catch weights for certain individuals, like Miguel Cotto, like, he's a 154. That's the bottom line. He's a 154-pounder, and if he was to ever fight a middleweight, you gotta give him some type of advantage because he's not a middleweight. You know what I mean? So in a situation like that, that fight is just the fight then. You know what I mean? Though it ain't no point in putting no belt on the line. The belt's 160 pounds, but you making me fight at 150. You know what I mean? Like.
Right. All right, let me ask you this, another dream match that we'd like to see you in. So for people that don't know, they don't realize that your ethnicity, you mix with Cuban, correct?
Yeah.
All right, so another dream match at 160 that we wouldn't mind seeing you in is in there with Canelo Alvarez at 160. And he's already has bragging rights. He already has bragging rights saying he's taking one Cuban to school, Arias Lara. If you were to fight Canelo, well, you know that's what he says. You know he's going after he gets the win, he's going to talk about. A lot of us thought, either it was a tie or it was very close. But if you were to fight Canelo Alvarez, how would you see that fight playing out, and how would you see yourself doing against him?
I think I'll smoke him. You know, I think Canelo's good. I think it'll be a very interesting fight. It'll be fan friendly. He likes to throw him down, and I like to throw him down. So it'll get exciting at times, but I don't think he has enough tools to beat me. You know what I mean? I feel like he's been outboxed, clearly outboxed. You know what I mean? Like he's been, you know, Floyd put the masterclass boxing on his ass. So clearly
right.
he can be outboxed. You know what I mean? So I don't think he has enough tools to beat me.
Right. Now, if, because he has a bigger name, if he said, listen, we fight, you're going to fight, I want to fight back in San Antonio or Houston in Texas, would you be willing to come to Texas to his, what's considered a hometown fight?
If we fight at the Indian Grand.
Okay, in Vegas.
Yeah, man, that's a big fight. You know what I mean? Like when fights are a certain magnitude,
right?
You know, like the league competition are both, high. Then you got to put that fight where all the big fights are at.
Right.
At the MGM Grand. So
right.
along with all that, we want to sell tickets and all this other stuff. Like man, the fight's gonna sell itself.
Right.
The fight of that caliber is gonna sell itself. The fans are gonna come regardless. I mean, so put that big fight, right in Vegas.
Right. Yep. There you have it. All right, man, Lewis, man, I appreciate you taking the time with us, man. Listen, what do you want to say to your fans in closing, and also how can they follow you on your social media?
All the fans, out there, follow me at Luis Cuba Arias, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that same thing, one day. And, just keep following, man. I'm going to start talking some shit this year, man. I'm going to be heard. It's a matter of time. I need a name on me, and I'm going to get it. And they can't keep me in the dark forever. Like I said, I've already been ranked in the world with no TV fights. So I'm on my way, you know what I mean? And thank you for all the support. I read and appreciate everything that people, hit me up with. And, just thank you. Keep following me. I'm telling you I'm going to be your favorite fighter. If I'm not your favorite fighter now, I will be. So I can't wait.
Yep, there y'all have it, ladies and gentlemen. 11-0, 4 knockouts. Luis Cubas Arias signed with Rock Nation. Is going to be fighting June 20th. Make sure you follow him on his social media. And listen, he's an up-and-coming prospect, going from 8 rounds. Wants to do 10 rounds from here on out. So, listen, within the next year, we should be expecting that title fight. Luis, man, thanks for taking the time, man. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you too, man.